So today we are out here picking tomatoes. Aren't we, boys? As you can see here, the frost has really kind of started to kill off the tomatoes. So we are in search of fire trucks and tomatoes. So we're collecting the rest of our tomato harvest here. Daniel, get out of there, please, now. All right. So this is my garden as it stands. My little helpers pootered out on me and I pootered out on them. It's hard sometimes trying to garden with little people. So we took out all of the tomatoes on either side here. Still have a few. Still have some of these plants to rip out, but I don't think it's going to happen today. The main thing is I got the bulk of the tomatoes in the house right now. And that was the main thing that I wanted to get done. So I still have little tomatoes like these guys, but they don't matter to me anymore. So that's good. All right. On to the next project. My next project is over there, which is my chicken coop area, or our chicken coop area, and we're gonna take that up. Oh, I forgot. Totally forgot. I've got to pull these guys up. Oh no. Y'all, I forgot these guys too. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna set the camera down and I need to, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick my peppers and my cucumbers. I'm just gonna yank the plants out and then get the fruit and then go from there. And then I need to start really getting a hold of my spices here, my chives. Oh my, I've got a lot to do. Let's get started. So over here is our chicken area. It was looking really nice and neat until we had pumpkins growing this way and that way, and it took down some of the bamboo there. So what we've got going on over here is this chicken area. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice, but we've got some pumpkins that are growing up in there. So we're going to take them down, see what we can do. I just noticed. No, seriously. Huh. Plan B. The husband. And plan C is a ladder. There we go. That.
And it got all stretched. So.
Yeah, it did. Wow. Hi everybody and welcome to the 2 Acre Homestead. My name is Lisa in case we haven't met. And today we are taking a tour of the things that I harvested this morning out of our gardens. Mostly everything has been harvested this morning. There's been a few things that were harvested a few days ago. For example, our pumpkins that are over that way. We harvested them several days ago. But we have a major frost coming. And when I say it's a major frost, it's enough to kill the plants. Tonight, if you look at the weather forecast for our area, it's going to dip down, I think, to 36 or 35 degrees. What that means for my garden, because my garden has a different temperature, it gets a little bit cooler. So that means it's gonna freeze. And the plants struggled a lot last night, and we saw it this morning when I was walking around in the gardens. All of that to say, now that we have our first frost coming, it was time for me to pull everything out of our gardens. So that meant it was time to harvest everything, even if it wasn't ready. For example, I've got some tomatoes, some tomatillos. They weren't ready, but we went ahead and pulled them out anyway. And so I'm going to share with you and show you just what we harvested and share with you a couple of tips, tricks to doing an early harvest. When things aren't ready to be harvested, what you can do. So let's see what we harvested. So first up to bat, we have this right here, and this I harvested this morning. This is all of our herbs, not all of them, but we've been harvesting them through the season. So things like thyme, chives, mint, oregano is over here. And then I've got, these are raspberry leaves. They are good for tea. If you are a female, you want the young raspberry leaves. They're really good. Then I did a big cilantro harvest, and cilantro will make it through a light frost. They won't die back, but I went ahead and harvested a bunch of cilantro because we use cilantro here a lot, being in the desert Southwest. And then, of course, my dill. As you will see, I'm going to need my dill because I'm going to be making pickles, more pickles. And this is lemon balm. My lemon balm did not do that well this year. I was really disappointed, probably because I moved it to a different location. So it'll probably be better next year. This is not completely our tomatillo harvest, but I think we're done for the year. So, and then this is some tomatoes that we had harvested earlier in the week, and we're letting them ripen up. This is the rest of the tomatoes, and 2 big baskets full. Now, here's my pro tip for tomatoes. What I like to do with tomatoes is I like to get brown paper bags and place the tomatoes all together in a brown paper bag and set them someplace where it's warm, like on top of your refrigerator, or just, maybe on top of your dryer, someplace that's going to be warm, and let them ripen on their own. I've been doing that for years and it works beautifully. These 2 pumpkins I was really happy with Harvested them this year, and actually I harvested these guys a couple weeks ago, and I can't even tell you the variety they are. They were volunteers, and I'm very, very happy with my volunteer pumpkins. I have another volunteer pumpkin. It's so funny because I really did not plant pumpkins this year, but did a volunteer that one. Then we've got butternut squash, and we've got cucumbers, and I just grew a lot of cucumbers this year, so I've got to make more pickles. I was really disappointed this year with my eggplants. I got a few big boy eggplants, and then that was it. I did not put much effort into my peppers this year. Last year I grew a bunch of peppers, and we still are eating off of those canned peppers. So that's pretty much what I took out of my garden. I have a lot of things already put up and stored, but these are the things that I took out. My herbs, what I like to do with them is I simply like to just air dry them. I live in southern Arizona, so I live in a desert climate. So it's easy for me to air dry my herbs. Simply place them on these harvest racks and just let them dry out in a nice clean area. And then I save them, grind them up, do whatever I need to do to use them later on in the seasons as they come. And the other thing that I really enjoy doing is making salsa verde. I don't know about you guys, but when you grow a lot of butternut squash, sometimes it can get kind of boring and you're trying to figure out what you can do with all of this butternut squash, how you can use it, because after a while it does get a little bit boring, I would say. But I wanted to share with you guys a recipe that I think you will like, so let's give it a try. So to make this fantastic dish, you are going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need 1 butternut squash. Now, in truth, the size of this butternut squash, I'm probably only going to use just this half from here up, okay, not the seed part, because really all you need is 2 cups of butternut squash when it is cooked. So that renders about 2 cups worth. Then you need 1 cup of orzo rice. you're going to need 2 tablespoons of dehydrated, freeze-dried or dehydrated minced onion. Or if you choose to use an actual fresh onion, then you need, I think it's about, don't quote me, but I think it's like a half of an onion, I believe. Then over here, you need 1 tablespoon, I like to use 2, but 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of either white wine vinegar or just white wine. That's up to you. And then of course, 5 cups of homemade chicken stock, okay? So let's get to tackling this butternut squash. Let's put this in the oven and cook this down. I'm gonna show you the easiest way to do that. So the first thing I'm gonna do, now that I have wiped off and cleaned off my butternut squash, is I'm going to go ahead and chop this in half. And when I place it onto my baking sheet that is lined here with parchment paper, I'm just simply going to place it face down into a 400-degree oven. And I will let that cook for 30 minutes. That is 8 cups of water into a saucepan because we're going to cook the orzo. So we're going to put this on a high heat and let the water get up to boil. And then once the water is boiling, we'll add our orzo and we'll let that cook. I'd say it's very tasty. I could use a little bit more salt and maybe some more pepper. But other than that, it's really tasty. It's delicious.
It's tasty.